Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN. I am joined by Josh Olin, the VP of Communications over at 3D Realms. Josh, what is this? So first of all, I hear a familiar voice. Second of all, what are we looking at?
Well, you're hearing the wonderful, the legendary John St. John.
Hail to the king.
Yes, the king, baby. And he's sitting on the couch next to us watching. He's our lead protagonist in Bombshell. He plays Dr. Jadis Heskel, and he's this sort of I don't want to get ahead of myself, but he's sort of this mad scientist who has created this breakthrough human augmentation technology, which he wants to force on mankind. And of course, the Earth does not want that. That's not what they want for the human race. So you have our protagonist, Shelley Bombshell Harrison is her nickname, because she used to be like an EOD disposal tech in the military.
All right, so we're about to find out. But what kind of game is Bombshell? What are we going to be? What do we got here?
So Bombshell is it's a top-down action RPG, but it plays a lot like a first-person shooter. It was actually almost like originally designed as a first-person shooter. So
music to my ears already.
Good. Yes, I'm going to be playing on controller today, and so it's going to have the traditional twin-stick controls. Left, right trigger for shooting. You got your jump. You got different abilities. It plays just like a shooter. But of course it has all the great elements you want in a nice RPG.
Yeah, and we are literally looking at the beginning of the game here. This is how it starts.
This is the beginning of the game. So we have Shelley here just working on her truck. We got the president in the background, just making a speech. And something's going to happen, I predict.
You might know.
Seek to irrevocably tie us to an increasingly globalized world.
So there's a backstory to what happened to Shelley, why she's got missing an arm. Some of it is here on the corkboard.
Okay.
The things that make our lasting democracy so great.
Let's just say this is personal between her and Heskel.
I remember when Bombshell was drawn up as a sidekick in one of the early versions of Duke Nukem Forever, correct?
That is correct. She's a really, really old character, actually, and it's great that we're finally able to make the game, and it can be its own thing. She can be her own IP that stands on her own two legs.
Yes.
But to strip us of our individual freedoms as well. Against this power, we will act. We are Americans, and we will not merely preserve our independence, we will defend it with great...
Let's get into the action.
It feels like a lifetime since my last deployment, what they now call the Washington incident. It was there I lost my squad, my arm, my reputation, all because I made a bad call. A call that got me kicked out of the GDF. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't on edge. The world is watching, and I can't afford to get it wrong. Not again.
I'm already sensing sort of a 90s action hero kind of vibe here.
That is a lot how the game plays, for sure. Over the top adventure action sort of story that unfolds. The president's being abducted by an alien race, let's be honest. So our GDF friends just got obliterated. But not to worry, Shelley is on the scene.
See, I love a good game that just takes me back to kind of the old coin-op, Smash TV kind of style thing, and that's the immediate vibe I'm already getting here.
I like that. That's awesome feedback. The game is not meant to to take itself too seriously. It's a lot of times you're going to see that Shelley is almost like, in on the joke with the audience. She's got a lot of. Let me execute this guy. Hang on.
Do it.
I'm going to take his own gun.
Rose garden, huh? Sounds like these failing
kill him with his own gun.
bastards.
Insult on top of the injury there.
Yes. So the first gun you start out with is called the Ion Maiden, and it's got unlimited ammo.
Nicely done.
And she pulls out her sidearm there. It's called the Lover Boy. It's like a 14-barrel revolver
Yeah,
that
it
shoots
caught my
shotgun.
eye in that opening cinematic.
Shoots
It's,
shotgun rounds. Yes. So Bombshell has 4 different abilities she can use that I can select on my left thumbstick. Right now I
Okay.
just have my power slide, but I'll be unlocking more towards the end of this level. One in particular called the Mighty Punch. So power slide, I can just kind of quickly dash away from enemies, dash around enemies,
Nice.
dash through enemies. I won't take damage, but it won't really do anything to the enemies. The Mighty Punch, though, is going to dish a pretty powerful blow to them. It's
one
gonna-
is a means of escape and one is an offensive ability.
Correct, and it'll knock them back and make them ragdoll. The next level we're going to play actually is takes place on a planet that's an alien planet, and there's lots of verticality. You can actually punch these guys right off the ledge, and they just go falling to their death.
So
yeah.
we're playing off a PC. You're playing with a gamepad. Obviously, the game will be for PCs. Coming to consoles as well by chance, or are we just on PC for now?
Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Excellent. That is what I was hoping you'd say.
We don't want to leave anybody out of the fun. Yeah, and the game's being developed by Interceptor Entertainment, the same studio that made Rise of the Triad in 2013, the reboot.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
They did a solid job with that.
Thank you.
It's good to see you, Shelley. I've been tracking your progress. It looks like you've come a long way since Washington.
And I have the feeling I've still got a long way to go. What's the situation, General?
About an hour ago, an unidentified alien force attacked the White House using some kind of wormhole technology.
I love the music in this
That
sequence.
calls them
Just, you got to keep the energy up.
Most of the outdoor
The music is composed by Andrew Holsholt. He also did the Rot soundtrack for
This one's
2013.
not going to be
So
easy.
Bombshell has its own original soundtrack.
You're not
It's
the
actually
one
going to
to
be
worry.
shipping separately
She's more
with the
than
game
that,
later this year.
Shelley.
Sweet.
She's my daughter. Last intel said she'd taken refuge in the safe room. It's hidden behind a portrait. Find it, go through the passage, and retrieve our leader.
So this is kind of like the tutorial
Two
mission.
GDF soldiers stationed at the
General
end.
Holloway here is just
They'll be authorized
effectively
to
a
let you
quest
through.
giver at this
Yeah.
point.
Save my daughter, Shelley. Show the GDF you still have what it takes to get the job done.
Now, with any
Take out
top-down
as many
game,
of
I
those
wouldn't be
alien
doing my
bastards
job
as
if I
you
didn't
can
ask
along the way.
if
Got
there's
it,
a
General.
co-op mode.
Yes, it's the number one thing people ask
Gotta ask.
and want to see as well, and I know we want to see it too. Let me just mow down these guys real quick. I can hold down left
like
trigger
that.
and go into slow-mo.
Nice. That's clever, just dropping into that third-person over-the-shoulder camera for mounted weapons.
It's the power of Unreal Engine, man. It's a beautiful engine, and the game was built.
Super flexible, too, right?
It was built in super high fidelity, so we can do cool things like this. But yet it still runs, wow! I did not know there's more guys. Let's just take care of them real quick.
Something tells me you've played this game once or twice before.
Yeah, it is. I'm having an okay time of it now. There's definitely spots where I get challenged, though. At times, it has almost like a Dark Souls level of challenge to it. Not that punishing through the whole experience, though.
Yeah.
It's certainly an accessible game, really easy and intuitive controls. But yeah, there's definitely it definitely has its moments. So the White House is getting completely bombarded, and I just got to get inside and rescue the president who's held up in her shelter.
Hey, Bombshell, check this out. It'll turn your arm module into a maxi gun. Let's just say it makes a minigun look like child's
So you got Ion Maiden, you got Maxi instead of minigun.
Well played.
You're going to have a lot of that through this game, right? Almost that classic 3D Realms, tongue-in-cheek feel. So this is our weapon upgrade station. So this is where I can actually, upgrade my weapons. These are where a lot of the RPG elements come
I'd say
in.
yeah, this is where the RPG version portion of the action RPG description you gave earlier comes into play.
Yes. So these are your two tech trees. For each weapon has two different tech trees that you can go on, and of course it's gated by your player level. But you're going to be able to after the first couple of upgrades, after level 4, you actually have to pick one of 2 different paths, and they're very
Gotcha.
distinct paths. Sometimes offensive, defensive. Other times they're just 2 really badass different trees you can go on. And along the way, these are augmenting your weapons in far more profound ways than just stats. Sometimes it's just a stats augmentation, but other times it's changing the fundamental behavior of the gun, like having bullets that'll ricochet off of walls, or having bullets, instead of being 1 stream of bullets, it's 3 in sort of a cone.
Nice.
So you're
Contra-esque in that regard.
Yes, yep. So you're changing the way the gun behaves. And so there's 8 base guns. You're not picking up guns, you're picking up schematics, and it's actually her arm, her bionic arm, that's evolving into that weapon on the fly. So now I have this maxi gun here in addition to my Ion Maiden. So again, this is kind of the tutorial level, so we just want to teach you how to throw your bowling bombs. They're a honing grenade. Oops, I threw 2.
You just make them double checking.
Switch back to the Ion Maiden real quick.
If anyone's out there, they found me. I need help.
Shouldn't have been in this room. This is a bad idea.
Military contractor here, ma'am.
I believe in you, Josh.
Hold tight.
Let me get more
Who
grenades.
is
Hang on.
this?
The name's Shelley.
At heart, I'm still a gamer. I want to win.
Of course.
I know we're trying to make a video,
Well,
but
yeah, you see, you're also on film for the world to see later, so no pressure, Josh.
But you're exactly what I need.
I just want to
John
win.
St. John heckles you from the background.
Hell, Madam President. See you soon.
How do you not love John St. John? Maxi gun will get the job done.
I think he just wrote the tagline for that weapon. Without even knowing it.
So I'm breaking his neck, and I'm ripping his head off.
Okay, now shut down his neck.
So every enemy type has a variety of different unique execution styles that you can do, and these are humiliating moves.
And how are those triggered? Is it the last enemy in a group? Is it just that you get them down to a certain health state, or what?
It's a health state. It's an incapacitation state, basically, it's more than just sort of gratuitous fun. It's also an element of you'll get more XP the more style points that you do for taking on these enemies, and it is really personal between her. Remember, her entire squad died because of these guys, and she lost her arm.
I'm liking that old school secret right there.
Yes. Now I do have my Mighty Punch upgrade right now. So these are your upgrade menu. You can pull up at any time. It does pause the game. So here's my 4 abilities. These 2 are unlocked right now. Of course, I'm going to unlock Mighty Punch because that's the coolest. But you can also put points in health and armor and energy.
Yes.
So I'm going to take my Mighty Punch, and hopefully there's still a guy alive in there, and I want to Mighty Punch him. That's the Mighty
Nice.
Punch.
I think you got him, Josh.
All right, let's go talk to Heskel, shall we?
Shall we? So you cleverly dodged my question earlier. So there is no co-op. It is a
sorry.
single-player game.
Yeah, I did not mean to dodge it. It is a single-player only
Okay.
game. Yes.
I just thought you were doing that clever VP of Communications
No.
thing.
1 second.
That new prosthetic of yours must have cost you an arm and well, just an arm. I'm glad you recognize the sound of an old friend, Shelley.
Friend isn't exactly the word I'd use.
But only a friend would give you the chance to save your president. The chance to step foot on another world.
And I'll make sure it's the biggest mistake you'll ever make.
You would know something about mistakes, wouldn't you, Shelley?
Wouldn't you, Shelley?
Professor Jadis
That's my
Haskell.
best John St. John
Disappeared
Heskel.
shortly
No,
after
yes,
the
we
invasion
want to
of
do
the
co-op.
colonies.
Good.
This is the perfect game for it, right? And this is the most ambitious game that Interceptor Entertainment has ever made, and we don't want to bite off too much the first time out of the gate, but we definitely want to support with DLC, and top of our list is going to be finding a way to get some co-op.
All right. So we're not promising anything, but
No,
we're
but-
saying top of the to-do list.
But we hear you. Yeah, we read the YouTube comments.
Sounds good. That's all we can ask.
So yeah, his henchmen just abducted the president and pulled her through this portal. So Shelley's going to follow, and now we're on the first of 3 different alien worlds. This is called Chiron. So she just saw the president being taken away on a ship. So Chiron, and you might have heard it if you're listening behind all of our talking. Some of the story that was being told is that Chiron is the planet that Heskel kind of disappeared to after Earth rejected his augmentation technology. He wanted to find another intelligent life form out there who would embrace it and would upgrade, so to speak, level up. And so he takes it to Chiron, and these guys are. Basically start mining their planet for resources, and they essentially tear their own planet apart. So their planet right now, this is their planet sort of falling apart into their dying sun, and that's exactly that's
So that's a rough day.
It's a bad time for the Chironite people, yes. And this kind of gives you the first glimpse into the kind of verticality that exists in Bombshell that you don't typically see in ARPGs.
I was gonna say we also get a little look at their a bit of touch of platforming in there too. With jumping from spot to spot.
I want to talk about as well. So this is her arm. It's kind of coming online now that she's around all this other alien technology again, because her arm is based on this alien technology from Heskel that Heskel pioneered.
Configuring. Hello, you can call me PC or prosthetic consciousness.
Good voice.
Yeah.
Bad name. Why don't we
Oh,
go
that's
with
great, Amiga.
Amiga.
Yes.
Well done.
Amiga accepted. Reconfiguring personality protocols. Please wait.
I'm 35, so I
better
get
pick
that
one.
reference.
Yes. So yeah, the platforming is another element we gain by having all this verticality in the game, right? So we can actually do things that you would never see in an ARPG. Oh, hang on, these guys. You would never see in an ARPG, right? Is all this jump puzzling and different modes of traversal. So.
Do also, you get folks. If you're watching the video, you got to tip your cap to Josh here. He is playing and talking at the same time, which is not an easy thing, particularly in a fast-paced top-down shooter.
I wasn't kidding. This game has its challenge to it, and these guys, these sons of bitches, I hate them. I'm sorry.
Better luck next time.
It's not an easy game, and I'm not playing on God mode for real. These guys, like, they keep trying to make this jump, and I keep shooting them back. I couldn't get him.
Ooh, if you'd have gone off, I'd have had to laugh a little bit.
Oh, that's exactly what I was trying to do, but I had my power slide on and not my mighty punch. So just give me a second. I will fulfill your desire. This is utterly rewarding when you punch someone off into a sun, into a star. Hang on, I gotta get loot.
Of course.
So
What is it about us gamers that are wired to
loot?
pick up every bit of loot possible? It's just got to be done. You can't leave.
And I work on the game, and I can't leave it behind. Not even for demo purposes.
Yeah, you can't. Well, you know what? I think maybe it's our parents instill. Hey, don't litter. Don't leave anything. Pick up after yourself.
Come on.
Come on down. Come on down. You can do it. Oh,
doesn't
well.
wanna do
All
it.
right. Well,
This guy's going over, though. There you go.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
Nicely done.
That's gotta hurt.
Oh, this is my problem.
I like that
maxi
the
gun.
platforming adds an extra little wrinkle to the gameplay.
It
Here.
really does. I'm
You don't see that in these kinds of games too often.
just gonna keep going.
Transmitting to all GDF
There's
vicinity.
shoot.
GDF forces, please respond.
That might get me killed. Yeah, there's plenty of little secret areas. This is a 3D Realms game, so it's trying to stick true to that formula. Lots of little platforms and rooms to discover. That's a little visual bug there. That should not be a blue question mark. This game is still in alpha.
I'm on my way.
In development,
Yes.
not final.
Yeah. So again, some of this verticality in this game is so beautiful. I knew they were going to spawn.
Ooh. You weren't kidding. You weren't on God mode.
No, not on God mode. The good thing is I had a checkpoint just a second ago.
Well
Let's
done.
Keep going. Yeah, I'm also not getting using any cheat codes here. So you're seeing sort of the weapon progression in its really natural form, and there's still some balancing left to do with the game in terms of some of these enemies' difficulties and the scaling of the weapons. But those are all things that we're going to be constantly iterating on, even when the game comes out.
Which is when, by the way?
This November, next month.
Excellent.
Make sure I still have this equipped. Now these guys, they have jetpacks, so every enemy has a different sort of utility to them, and they can they're actually dodging my my mighty punches.
0% armor, no big deal, Josh. You're fine.
I had a health pack in clutch, and that's all. That's the only thing that kept me going was that health pack.
There we go.
Whew. But that was close. So I can switch over to my power slide. It uses less energy, so I can use it to move around. You know, we like to pace the game well, so in between some encounters, there's plenty of little downtime where you can explore, loot. And we want to encourage that.
I'm going to have to imagine that there are some pretty significant boss fights over the course of this game.
Yes. There are a number of different bosses, and as you'd expect, they have multiple stages to them. And we have one of the trailers we released at PAX actually is of our Zareth Guardian. So he's the boss at the end of one of our ice worlds, the ice planet, and so we showed all that footage, and it's not an easy fight at all. But also at the end of it, you kind of get the execution finishing move where Shelly. It's just you have to see it. I don't want to describe it. I don't want to spoil it. Go check it out on 3D Realms. Yeah, Zareth Guardian trailer, and it really is like the defining moment of what kind of badassery we're going for with Bombshell. So let me, if I remember correctly, one of the secret areas is over here. Spoiler alert.
It's just, you know, if you happen to watch this on IGN, you're getting a free secret for when you play the game.
Oh! Ah!
Live long and kick ass.
All right, I won't do that again. But yeah, secret areas, you know, you're going to get things like bowling bombs. I actually was, I think, topped off on bowling bombs anyway, so that was totally unnecessary to take that risk. But you'll get like different items. You'll get certain, you know, ammo packs, health packs. Certainly lots of Kyronite. Kyronite's the currency that I'm picking up.
Mm-hmm. All of that used, I presume, to do those weapon unlocks we saw earlier?
That's correct. There we go. I got him. He didn't dodge that one. And when they're down like that, they're more vulnerable. But yeah. Oh, I leveled up. All right, so what do you want me to do, Ryan? I can take another point in Mighty Punch if you want. It's already pretty powerful. I can do some health or energy. What do you want me to spend it on?
Let's see. Maybe something we haven't seen. So have we not seen Power Slide there?
That's what I've been doing with the other abilities. So you've seen both of them. There's nothing we won't see yet until we hit a higher level.
Well, let's upgrade that Mighty Punch then. How can you go wrong?
That's a good choice. See, you're already a natural. That's exactly that was the right answer. I was testing you.
I'm always see. I'm the kind of person if it's an action RPG with, you know, multiple character classes, I always take the tank, the barbarian, the fighter, whoever it is, whatever's going to deal the most damage. Just give me the most offensive firepower I can possibly get my hands on.
Mighty Punch sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
It looks pretty good, too.
It is rewarding when you connect with these things. Especially when you connect with them on these jetpack.
Ooh.
Got him. Oh. So yeah, it's 4 different planets if you include Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the least interesting planet out of these, let's be honest. We know what to expect on Earth, come on. Oh boy.
Well, I don't know, the White House was getting blown up. I didn't expect that.
That's something we haven't seen too often. These guys love to flank you too. The AI is pretty unforgiving at times. I'm gonna need my maxi gun. Now, I also want to show you, maybe when we'll end the demo after I get the Mother Flacker. Mother Flacker is the shotgun. I should have executed him. It's the shotgun in Bombshell, but that to call it a shotgun is kind of underselling it. So there's also like lots of little environmental traps. Oh, man, these guys. So they'll roll and detonate. They'll kill me in 2 shots.
Are the environments, well, specifically, are the levels handcrafted or procedurally generated for this game?
They are handcrafted. And so the first level that we played, the White House, you'll notice that was probably the most linear level we have in the game, and that's because it was the tutorial level.
Right.
This level, you'll notice that it's much less linear, especially when I get up to this next area where I start to take on side quests. You can take on these quests and finish the level kind of at your own pace and in your own order. And so the game, while it's not a sandbox, it certainly is like a start-to-finish type game.
Good.
It's got almost that hub-spoke type element to its questing, so you're able to explore and do it the way you want. So it has some of these environmental traps. These little plants shoot out this goo that chases you. I might die here. I don't have any maxi gun ammo.
I believe in you, Josh.
I'm going to take it slow. Oh, I hit him. I'm going to be fine now.
Well played. Nice.
And the worst part is when you're trying to line up these shots, if they do dodge you and you're too close to the edge, you might like launch yourself over the edge, and that would really be embarrassing on video.
You're hanging tough.
Yes. So the game is going to come out on all 3 platforms, PC, Xbox One. Let me just execute this guy real quick. He'll wait. The rest of the guys going to slow-mo. I'm going to put a grenade in his mouth.
Other dude is unfazed.
Yes.
I'm impressed. I might run if I were that guy. Like, my buddy next to me just got a grenade shoved in his mouth.
So yeah, we got all 3 platforms, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. PC is going to definitely be coming out this November. We want to, of course, make sure that Xbox One and the PS4 versions are up to par before they come out. But if they don't come out later this year, then it'll definitely be early next year.
Excellent.
How are you finding Chiron?
Come on,
I'm just
Microsoft
gonna skip.
and Sony. You know you want to certify the game. It's fine.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
I'm just going to skip through some of that dialogue because it's not important. I think what's more important is that I get this mother flacker before we have to end the demo. Which means I'm not going to risk getting those. As enticing as they are. So yeah, these little platform puzzles and challenges are going to get more and more difficult as you progress through the game.
Did the visuals of the other worlds get even crazier than this one?
Absolutely. One of the worlds is called the Planet Eater. It's actually almost like a Death Star-like machine that that Haskell created, and as you would imagine, its job is exactly that, and it's literally a machine world. It's a living, breathing machine. Goodbye. It's probably my favorite level in the game. There's you'll see little glimpses of it in some of our earlier trailers, like the E3 gameplay trailer from 2015.
So I'm curious, for a top-down, kind of bullet hell-y type shooter, I don't see a score anywhere. Is there any sort of score that's kept track that you can compare to your friends on a leaderboard or anything like that?
Yeah, we want to ship with leaderboards. One of the scores that we know people really like, and that we found out at PAX actually that's really fun to do with this game is speedrunning, because you have because you have these abilities like the power slide. You can really move around fast and try to manage your health and your energy the right way as you speedrun through a level. But yes, as it stands, no, there's not a lot like that. Of course, you have all the different points and scores over here. You're leveling up at the top, the XP. You can only hit a certain max level on your first playthrough, actually, before you. And that's part of the replayability of the game. So we talked about those Haskell challenges earlier.
Yeah.
Some Haskell challenges you will not be able to go into right away because you just don't have the high enough weapon level yet.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Meanwhile, so you'll have to actually go back through and play the game a second time in order to complete those other Haskell challenges. Let's say also maybe you were upgrading the wrong gun. Maybe when you reached a certain Haskell challenge, you weren't upgrading your your Ion Maiden. Let's say you're upgrading your maxi gun,
Yeah.
right? So you wouldn't be able to do that particular Haskell challenge.
Yeah, so almost a little bit of a Metroidvania-esque flair there. come back when you're ready.
That's right. And then the different difficulties that are scaling as well are holy cow. Are
Some annoying bugs there, Josh.
yes. So you play through the game on normal difficulty first, and then every playthrough you're unlocking a progressively more challenging experience. So yeah, your first playthrough you won't be able to upgrade every gun. You won't be able to see every single upgrade tree and tech tree, and that's sort of by design.
That's the mother flapper. It packs quite the punch.
Well named.
So here's our Mother Flacker, and let me just take a quest real quick before I do that. I'm gonna upgrade the Mother Flacker. There's the little bug, the gun floating on his head. Love it.
It's a
feature.
It's a hover
Alien
weapon
technology
carrying system. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to ease back strain.
Shortly after my transmission, things calmed down a little.
Any word from Holloway?
Holloway. Last I saw him, he was heading towards that large structure up ahead. Said he was chasing a lead on the president.
Sounds like he's in trouble.
We don't know. That's why we need you to find him. Once you left camp through that gate over there,
Thank
you'll
you,
find
quest
the structure
giver.
up ahead.
Let's do it.
And before you go, I suggest you head on over to our quartermaster. He'll sell you whatever it is you need.
Yeah, I was
will.
planning on that.
Thanks.
It's good advice.
I'm gonna definitely upgrade my Mother Flacker. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I don't have any point. I do. Maxi gun upgraded. Yes. Am I topped off on ammo? I can't. All right, we're good.
All right.
So let me just go clear one more encounter before we end this. I want to actually
Sounds
show you
good.
the Mother Flacker in action.
Go ahead, Bombshell. You'll find the structure to the northeast.
Some of this dialogue is placeholder only. I'm just going to
Show
skip
them
it.
what we're made of.
No worries. Onward. That'll get it done.
Take that.
It's pretty much a one-shot kill. Sometimes if you miss with some of the buckshot, it'll be a two-shot kill. So this the Mother Flacker in particular has an upgrade, has a tech tree where you can. Good gravy.
Wow.
Yeah, this part's not easy actually. Where you actually can have ricochet shots. These guys have their turrets.
Nice.
Ran right into that one.
I believe in you, Josh.
If I die, it's over.
Oh.
You know what they say. Live long and kick ass.
All right. Bombshell coming to PC in November. Consoles either then or in early 2016. Just fun stuff. Just good, like classic, old school, 90s powered top-down. With a little, RPG, little action RPG element in there.
Plenty
too.
of RPG elements, but with all the frenetic action that you want out of a twin-stick shooter, and it's going to be about a 15, 25-hour experience, depending on how many of these side quests you're doing, and then, of course, how many times you want to go back and replay the game. It's just going to keep growing from there. So.
Brilliant. Well, Josh, thank you so much for coming by, and for more on all things Bombshell, you're already in the right place right here at IGN.